The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to the January 20th, the terrific Tuesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Hey, let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. Now, the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 11 o'clock in the morning. I do want you to know I am absolutely grateful for your presence here. But even more important than that, and that's this. During this next 53 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to send me an email, send it off early, and send it to steve@tfnn.com. Inside that subject heading, please put radio show question. Of course, if you're inside our Tiger's Den, well, then any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on Terrific Tuesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Well, we begin our day here with a bit of a down market. All the U.S. indices are trading lower. 551 for the Dow, 79 for the S&P, 288 for the NASDAQ, 17 for the Russell, 287 for the transports, 15 for the semis, NASDAQ Composite off 315. Gold's up $143. That's over 3%, 6% nearly for silver, $5 and change there. 80 cents for light sweet crude. And the 30-year Treasury down one full tick out there. So I'm going to have both systems up, see how that goes. It worked out fairly smooth last week on Thursday and Friday. So to begin with here, we'll take a look at the advanced client oscillator, which is just hovering right around the zero level. We're at minus 5.62. So if that can maintain and hold above that plus area out there, above zero at day's end, it's still going to tell us that buyers are the ones that have an edge. If it closes below it, then we don't have a clear meaning. Not until tomorrow if we got a second close below that. But right now, market breadth holding up pretty well. So something to put into your feather cap. If we take a look at Spot VIX Index well above its 50-day exponential moving average, and there is a more than a one-day rate of change above plus 10%. So we've got the Spot VIX futures, which traded yesterday, and that had a bit of a rally. But with the cash market close, I'm going to go with this today is the 10% move. That typically means we that leads to a rally, but let's not go there because yesterday's Spot VIX price change, it kind of messed things up. But what you do need to know is the Spot VIX is trading above 1647. So if we have the Spot VIX that remains above its 50-day and we get the New York Stock Exchange below the zero threshold level, really starts to give sellers an edge out there. We'll figure out where those sellers have an edge up until. In fact, let's do that right now. Let's go from this set of charts here. Let's move off of this set. And let's go to, I'm going to go to the intraday chart here right now for the Dow. And here's perhaps what I believe is the most important chart for us to understand what the message of the markets are. And that is, if you take a look at the daily time frame for the Dow, what you're going to notice, or what you should notice, is that price pulled back to the level where a counter trend move would come to an end. I mean, almost right to the T. The number is 48,702. The actual low of the day is 48,689. That's a beautiful thing. And prices rejected that, and we're back above the top of that daily profile. Below its green oscillator change line is still above the top of its profile. If you look at the 5-hour time frame chart, went ahead and completed a TD9 count bottom pattern at 9 o'clock this morning. What price should do is it should rally up to resistance. And resistance would be about the 49,200 level. That's that oscillator and change line for that time frame. If price can get above that oscillator and change line, we should see a move to 49,395, 49,479. The price were to close below 48,702. Then that's going to take us, or should take us, down to the 48,223 level. That would say, hey, this may be more than a counter trend move, and be careful. The other intraday charts out here, no reason for us to spend too much time other than a 15-minute time frame chart and a 30-minute have TD9 count breakdown resistance just overhead. 49,007 is the 15, and 114 is on the 30-minute time frame charts. That's your upper level threshold that you're paying attention to. To the downside, it is the low of the morning, and that low is 48. This is on the Dow YM. 48,689. If we're to close below that, we're likely to head lower. But right now, a key level of support is held, and we've got some bottom signals on the Dow Equity Future contract. Let's go see what's going on inside the NQ. Is this joining the fun? I don't know the answer to that question, but we'll take a look at it. The daily time frame is on the left-hand side. We're going to see that the NQ is trading with inside its daily profile. So support here is 25,011. If we take a look at the bottom row, we see some intraday bottom patterns. We see it also on the 4-hour and the 2-hour out there. So you've got bottoms. Now, the key level of resistance, or the next one inside the NQ, is going to be the 30-minute TD9 count breakdown level at 25,431.50. Above that is going to be the 60-minute T9 count breakdown resistance, 25,472 even Steven. If we can clear those levels, we're likely to head up to the 25,498 area. That would be the bottom of the 5-hour time frame chart. So this rally at this stage of the game, up against a little bit of resistance, but I don't see, well, I take this back. So there is a TD9 count topping pattern that completed on the 30-minute time frame. It did that as we came on the air. And so a close above that high for the NQ, I didn't check it out. That high would be 25,416. That would negate that TD9 count top. And that's another 17 minutes from now. So you want to keep an eye on that as well. Let me, just for the heck of it, let me put up all the 30-minute time frame charts. Let me just see if we have any kind of synergy here. So this would be the easiest way for me to do that. 30-minute equity futures. It's going to take a moment here for price to populate, because we'll have all 4 equity future charts to take a look at. If you're a football fan, you had to love this weekend. You had to love last night. I mean, really went down to the last play of the game, for the most part. What a cool college football series. The answer to our question is no. All the 30-minute time frame charts are not showing the same thing. It is only the NQ that's got that TD9 count top. So I would say to the upside today, you watch the NQ. If we can negate, if we get a close above 25,431.50, we very likely continue to move higher. And if we take out the lows of the morning, in the case of the NQ, that's going to be the price level. I'd really be watching the YM, though. But in the case of the NQ, that number is 25,095.25 out there. Okay, so Stevie's going to close these charts down, and then we got plenty to look at on my black background charts. We'll start to get to a couple odds. We only have a few requests. Ethereum from Tony, BMNR from Tony, and ONDS from S&P, and ELO Insider Tigers Den. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the Opening Call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. We're going to take a look at our first request. Is coming in from Tony. Wants to take a look at Ethereum. Tony, I've got the January contract up on my screen. I believe that is what we're still trading. I'm going to put the January up, and then I'm going to also give you the February, which we should be rolling into this week. If we take a look at the January contract, right now you can see their price is trading below profile support. It was a bullish structured profile. That number is 30.92. Price is also trading below its red oscillator and change line, also at 30.92. And when you trade below both of those, that suggests that we head lower out here. Now, the lower may just be back to its swing point from back on the trading session of November the 21st. That I don't know, but the daily says we head lower. Weekly says we head lower. We're trading below last week's low already, and the monthly is just going to tag along. Now, that was a January contract. Let's see what Ethereum has for us on the February contract out here. Mostly just the daily. That there's probably not going to be a ton of data, certainly not a ton of data on the monthly. But the interesting thing about I'd really have to put up the continuous contract. The February contract showing a TD9 count bottom, so we'll have to do that. But we can see on the February contract, we're also trading below the bottom of its daily profile. That's suggesting that we get back to the most recent lows out there. So that's what I see with regard to Ethereum, Tony. I hope that helps. Let me just put the continuous contract real quickly up here, just to see what that weekly chart really is. Was there a TD9 count bottom that had formed? This ought to give us a fairly decent idea. And the answer is no. So I don't have. So that TD9 count was just simply a result of lack of data out there, Tony. So I don't have a bottom in the weekly time frame out there. So Ethereum looks like it wants to head lower. So I do hope that gave you the information you were looking for. You also want to look at BMNR. So let's pull that up on our screens. BMNR trading out as we speak at about $28. And 86 cents out here. So BMNR on the daily time frame is trading below the bottom of its profile. Its new profile that it formed last week, 29.68. It's also trading below its oscillator and change line, which is red, and that's at about 28.18, 28.19. And as long as price remains below both of those, we are likely to head lower. Now, there's a swing point. There's a couple of swing points. The first one is going to be from December 31st. Now, volume on that day should be pretty light. 33 million shares traded that day. So far, we're at 19. So we're at about, we're going to do a third more volume or so. So you're pushing that swing point with volume. That says even if you close above, even if we test it, the high is 28.08. The low today, 28.35. So no, we have not tested. That's where price is gunning for on BMNR. But there's also another swing point that's got volume on November 21st to 55 million shares. That's also where price could be headed to. On a weekly time frame, BMNR is a sideways consolidation with inside profile. Support, Tony, at 26.39. Resistance at 38.72. And the monthly time frame, also a consolidation with inside profile with support at 18.98 and resistance at 50.49 out there. The next request is to, ONDS out there. So a couple of requests, S&P inside the Tiger's Den, ELO inside the Tiger's Den. I don't know, did I put that here? Yeah, we did. Okay. Nice job, Steve-O. So we take a look at ONDS. It's got a daily TD9 count top. But what we can also see is that price is trading above the top of its daily profile, 1161, trading above its green oscillator and change line, 1324. The combination there neutralizes the daily TD9 count topping signal. Also suggests that price maybe want to target and tackle that TD9 count top. So the TD9 count top takes place January 12th, generates volume of 121 million shares. Today, we are trading into that swing point with 79 million shares. We are trading higher with volume. S&P, ELO, even though there's a daily TD9 count top, price should go target that high. And then highs at 15.28. The weekly time frame, last week, formed a Rhodes momentum indicator top. This week may be a TD9 count top. Price needs to close above last week's high to negate the Rhodes momentum indicator top at 15.28, but we're in bar number 9 this week. So closing above that would negate the Rhodes momentum indicator top and create the TD9 count top out there. So it's the weekly that you kind of maybe pay a bit of attention to, the daily too, because of the existing TD9 count. And the monthly is on bar number 8 of a TD9 count, suggesting there could be a top between this month and the next 2 out there. So, but right now, daily is neutral, weekly is neutral too, with price trade above its green oscillator and change line and the top of its profile. So I hope that helps everybody out with regard to ONDS. It does look to me like it wants to continue and further its rally. Duncan Steve would like to take a look at Taiwan Semiconductors, or he just wants to tie one on. TSM is the ticker symbol. Let's go take a look at it. This will take a few moments here to populate. Sorry about that. Just need a little swig of water. So, what do we have here? I do not have any kind of topping pattern on a daily time frame for Taiwan Semiconductor. It has a Rhodes momentum indicator signal, but it has not generated a bearish reversal candle. Price remains above profile resistance at 329.62 and oscillator and change line resistance at 331.75. Its daily condition remains bullish. Its weekly condition remains bullish. Bar number 8 may form this week. But other than that, no topping pattern. Price trade above all resistance. The monthly time frame is in bar number 8. Price is above all resistance levels. Taiwan Semiconductor does want to tie one on and do a little bit of a celebration dance as it continues its move higher. Granted, it did move higher today, and maybe we're in store for just a couple-day pullback. Could be a 1, could be a 4. But Taiwan Semiconductor bullish on the daily, bullish on the weekly, and bullish on the monthly. And that ain't no bull. Let's go take a look at the Broadcom out here. Also for Duncan Steve, AVGO is the ticker symbol out here. Let's go see what it is doing. And S&P, was it DAWN or DAW that you wanted to look at? If you could let me know, that'd be great, because I'll put those charts up next. When we take a look at Broadcom, Broadcom's got a consolidation with inside profiles on the daily and the weekly and the monthly time frame. Back to the daily. The daily is trading into the buy zone of its daily profile between 330 and 340. Resistance up at 358.70. It's been tested twice and rejected, so you know that's a strong resistance level. If price were to close below 330.74, we have support at the bottom of its bull-structured weekly profile, and that is at 330.29. So we're moving into a level that should be strong support. Volume today, volume to the downside is at about 10 million shares. Last swing point, we had 24 million shares. So we're moving into that swing point with volume. We're trading into a prior swing point that had 73 million shares. So that's your light volume test out there. And that's a swing point from back on the trading session of December the 17th out there. 330.29 to 330.74 is the likely price target. And the price for the close below the monthly oscillator change line, just slightly below that, around the 329 level. If we get below that, Broadcom heads lower. Otherwise, price just pulling back to test support out there. Dunk. So thank you for your request as always, and you have a terrific Tuesday. And let's go take a look at the break of dawn. Of course, we'll do that when we come back from this break. That's for S&P Inside the Tiger's Den. Of course, I'd love to hear from you as well. Steve at TFNN.com or any ping inside the Tiger's Den.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Trader's Edge is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back, folks. So we're taking a look at, give me a second. We're going to take a look at Dawn here in a second. DAWN. The ticker symbol is for S&P inside the Tiger's Den. So Dawn right now is taking on a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top from about a half a dozen days ago. The trading session was on January the 13th. And it closed above that high, which is 1165, also the top of its profile, negates that signal and says we move higher. Your question may be move higher to where? The next price target area or resistance level will be 1257. And that's courtesy of the weekly TD9 count breakdown area. If price can take out 1257, the next price target would be 1676. That's courtesy of the monthly TD9 count bottom pattern and price trade above profile resistance out there. So Dawn is looking very nice. Forms a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top on January 13th. Pulls back, tests and rejects the buy zone of its daily profile between 10 and 1033 out there. And now it's trying to take out resistance, that Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. The 13th had volume of 4.2 million shares. Today, already at 3 million shares. So you're pushing on that with volume. If it can negate that signal, you will see or should see those higher levels out there. So S&P, I hope that helped you out with Dawn. Thanks so much for your request. Steve-O, inside the Tiger's Den, wants to take a look at NVIDIA. Was it NVIDIA or Netflix? Let me see here. NVIDIA. So the question that he has is, can it fill the gap that NVIDIA formed back on December 18th? Let's open up the daily time frame chart. First, let's take a look at what the gap is that he's looking at. December 18th. Price closes, or the high of December 18th, is 176.15. The low of the prior session is 176.34. That gives you your, about 18-cent gap out there. So can price fill that? The answer to that is it can. Will it, though, is the question. And I don't know the answer to that. Here's what we do know. What we do know is prices still trade above the top of that daily profile, Dunk, and that's up at the price point of 177.02 to 179.26. Turns out on a daily time frame, that is also a bearish structured profile. And if it was only a counter trend move to the downside, price would find support inside that zone, 177.02 to 179.26. Therefore, it's impossible for me to say whether or not price will be able to get back and fill that gap. From a volume standpoint, there's a small A to B equals CD. There's a larger A to B equals CD pattern. The small one has volume on January 14th of 159 million shares. Today, this has traded 93 million shares. You're pushing lower with volume. On a daily basis, not to get confusing out here, but this is what it will do. This is giving us a confirmed A to B equals CD pattern to the downside with a price projection of the 177 level. Well, if we're going to get to 177, we're going to get to 177.02. That's the area where a counter trend rally would come to an end, but it doesn't mean it won't go close that gap and poke its head down there by getting to the level of 176.15. So I'd say it's going to be a battle to get down there, Dunk. Why? Because of what we just took a look at in the daily time frame and the profile setup. But can it get down there? Absolutely. You got that A to B equals CD pattern, the small one. The larger one would take NVIDIA down to the price level at about 166.65 out there. So that's what's going on the daily time frame. Now, let's go see what we've got going on the weekly time frame. Turns out last week, NVIDIA forms a new profile. This profile above the prior profile. That leans bullish. Support, though, 171.96. Resistance, 191.22. A Rhodes Momentum Indicator top on the weekly. An A to B equals CD pattern to the downside on the daily. A Rhodes Momentum Indicator top on the monthly chart out there. The monthly needs to close above 191.92 to get to a neutral state, and it needs a close or a new all-time high, needs to close above the high for the trading day of October of 2025 up at 212.19. If it does that, then NVIDIA will be back off to the races to the upside. But I'd have to say right now, Doug, pressure is to the downside. I'm assuming that it closes below today's the swing point from back on January 14th. But the day is young. If it does not close below 180.80 out there, you got to say, something to think about. So not going to be easy to go close that gap out there. And we'll just have to keep monitoring it. I wish I could provide you with a definitive answer. That was as definitive as Stevie can get. Let's check, see if there was any other requests that have come in by email out here. My goodness gracious. There we go. Mohammed's in on the game. Thank you, Mohammed. Would like to take a look at Cyber, S-Y-B-R, C-Y-B-R. Don't worry. Just trying to mess with you. CYBR and NSC is what we're going to look at for Mohammed. His question are just really thoughts. What are the stocks? What's this chart communicating to us? So this forms a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom and has led to a consolidation with inside its profile. So your range of trading range here, Mohammed, is from the support level at 434.68 to resist at 468.26. That's the daily. The weekly has a consolidation with inside profile. The range there, 436.65, 467.50. The monthly time frame price trading with inside its profile. Support down to 359. The sell zone, which price has been trading with inside, is at 431.17 to 478.68 without any kind of topping pattern. I take that back. I see a sell the D point top out there for the monthly time frame. You want my thoughts on it. The thoughts are nothing more than just a consolidation sideways. Now, on a daily time frame, prices testing a swing point, Mohammed, from back on January 2nd. Volume there, obviously, you'd expect it to be light, 641,000 shares. Today, we've traded into it with 173. Wow, that's even lighter volume. CYBR, Cyber, is going to likely give you a rejection, a test and rejection of a swing point on lighter volume. What that then suggests, Mohammed, is that price should rally up towards the top of its profile. So I'd say if it does that, 468.26 is on the horizon. You also want to take a look at NSC out here. So let's go see what NSC is doing. While that charts are populating, Stevie is going to take a swig. It's a technical term for Stevie's thirsty. If we take a look at NSC, did I get it right? Yeah, NSC has pulled back, and it is testing breakout support, 281.26. We're at 281.01 right now. If price closes below that level, we likely have lower price. Now, even if it doesn't close below that level, it looks to me like we're going to get an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. That requires a close below 283.31. Volume on its swing point was 725,000 shares today so far, and 918,000 shares. So NSC, is that a cruise line? NSC is going to go ahead and confirm a daily A to B equals CD pattern to the downside out there. And that initial price projection would get us to about 276.35. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back. We'll finish and take a look at NSC for Mohammed. Then we'll look at Fuel Cell for Dan inside the Tiger's Den.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstad's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstad releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. We're looking at Norfolk Southern anesthesia. Ticker symbol is for Mohammed. Mohammed, so you can see that even since we, even during that commercial breakout there, our price has found support at this stage at its daily TD9 count breakout level, 281.26. Nonetheless, a close below 283.31 is going to confirm an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside with volume. Watch 283.31. The weekly time frame chart is also at a level of support, so daily's at breakout support. The weekly is at profile support. We're trading at 281.63. The bottom of the weekly profile is at 281.87. Let me make sure. 280. Yeah. 281.87. And we're 281.67, 20 cents below right now. We're really at support. And the monthly is also at support. That's the monthly green oscillator and change line. So in the back of our mind, we've got this A to B equals CD pattern we have to contend with on the daily time frame. But yet its breakout level of support could hold. The weekly level of support could hold. The monthly level of support could hold. So what we really need out here, Mohammed, is additional information. And so maybe we take a look at this maybe tomorrow, maybe Thursday, Friday, something like that. But that's what I've got for the NSC charts out there. So I do hope that that helps you out. Let's go take a look at Fuel Cell. This is for Dan inside the Tiger's Den. FCEL is a ticker symbol. We got Fuel Cell trading out as we speak right now at $8.62. It is traded above the top of its daily profile, which it closed above on Friday. So you have a profile change in trend. That's a beautiful thing. And price should rally further. There's a daily swing point that formed inside of Fuel Cell back on the trading day of December 18th. Price gaps up to the upside, does with 3.4 million shares. Today, we're moving in towards that. We are already at 3 million shares. We even have more volume than we made at that high. This tells me that price should at least go tackle the low of that swing point, and that is at $9.25. If we can close inside $9.25, do it with more than 12 million shares, that would suggest that you rally all the way up to its high. The weekly time frame for Fuel Cell is trading in a sideways consolidation with inside its profile, 626 at support, 1117 at resistance. The monthly is attempting to get back inside its profile. In order to accomplish that task, it needs a close above $8.78 out there. So we're still not there. That is a resistance level. Another resistance on the monthly time frame is the center of its profile. That's at $9.82 out there. So it's $9.82. That is going to be potentially a problem out here. That's what I've got for Fuel Cell, Dan. Hope that helps you out. Thanks always for your request. CRM inside the Tiger's Den would like to take a look. Oh, this is CRM. Captain Dan. Not to be differentiated from ABCD Dan out there. Captain Dan would like to take Salesforce. CRM is a ticker symbol. Let's pull its charts up on our screen. CRM right now trading at 225.57. It is trading below its TD knockout breakout level of support at 226 even Steven. It is trading into a swing point on a daily time frame that takes us back to November 21st. 7.5 million shares traded that day. So far, we're down with 4 million shares. Price is trading into that swing point with volume. A close today below 231.07 suggests that we go tackle 223.30. That's the daily chart. The weekly time frame chart has actually last week confirmed a sell the D point bottom. Price closed below the swing point from April 11th, which had 49 million shares. That low, 230 even Steven. Last week, we closed at 227. We do it with 54 million shares. So Salesforce on a weekly basis is looking basically god-awful terrible out there. Whether or not this A to B equals CD pattern comes to fruition or not, that I can't control. You've got those Rhodes momentum indicator signals that are present there. So that's the first thing that I'd be focused on and paying attention to. But if you take a look at the A to B equals CD pattern to the downside inside of Salesforce Innovation, it ain't innovating. 156.45 is its weekly price target, and that's already a confirmed A to B equals CD pattern downside. I would say CRM will not accomplish that task until we see a close below the low from 2 months ago. That was its TD knockout bottom. And a close below 221.96 is going to reinforce that CRM is headed lower out there. So hope that helps you out, Captain Dan. Thank you so much for writing in. ELO, was that a question, RZLV? Or was that just secondary at 4? Hut. Okay, I'm just going to take a peek here, see if anything has come in by email. Is ITI a buy here? Let's go find out. So Carmen writes in, ITA. Good thing I checked. All right, is it a buy here? Let's go find out. Okie dokie. So ITI trade at 240.65. It negated a TD9 count topping pattern on Friday for its daily time frame. Price remains above its oscillator and change line. We are trading below Friday's low. That would suggest to me, Carmen, that you should get a 2 to 4 day pullback. The initial price target of a pullback is 237 and change. That happens to be the daily oscillator and change line. Is it a buy here? So this is going to be a momentum trade. Does an A to B equal CD pattern to the upside? Looks like that's confirming to sell the D point top. Let me take another quick peek here. There's your A to B. Let's move this over. I don't even have to move it over. I can already see it. It's more than a 1-to-1. Yeah. So it's got to sell the D point top. Let me just make sure that retracement was enough of a retracement off that low to that high. And not even. So I'm not going to call that an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. So this negated its TD9 count. We go back to the original call, likely just a couple of day pullback out there. Watch that 237.28-ish level. The weekly time frame, no topping pattern. That being said, a bearish reversal candle would confirm a Rhodes momentum indicator top, and the monthly will complete a TD knockout top at month's end out there. So it's looking more like, now, here's what you got to watch, Carmen, and that's going to be that green oscillator and change line. If we close below that, that risks more of a retracement. See where we're at with regard to the number of days. We're going to open up the daily chart, see how often we've had basically 2 to 4 bars out there, basically all of them with one exception, and that was a 5-day move back on August the 11th out there. So that's what I'll be watching for, and I do hope that helps you out, Carmen, and thanks so much for your request. Make sure, see if anybody else had written in. And the answer is no, nothing inside the Tiger's Den, although ELO didn't answer the question. RZLV. I'm assuming that was not for me. Just letting somebody know that there's a secondary at 4 o'clock this afternoon. I'm just reading into that. Don't know if that's correct. But here's what I can share with you. If we look at the daily time frame chart for Resolve, RZLV, prices pulled back. It's got a TD9 count top. It completed that pattern on Thursday of last week. Remains in effect unless we get a close above that TD9 count high. And that high, that number is going to be 481. Right now, price is testing support. That's the green oscillator and change line. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Welcome back, folks. Been through all the requests out there. Let's just kind of tour around Stevie's charts. We got all the U.S. indices continue to trade to the downside. 602 for the Dow, 92 for the S&P, 331 for the NASDAQ, 13 for the Russell. Tranny's down 292, semis up 32, 364 for the NASDAQ Composite, and 187 for the New York Stock Exchange. Gold up 158, silver up $5.40. If we take a look at gold here, you've got gold that is at new all-time. Well, that's the Dow. Gold priced in all the major currencies out there. You can see we're at new all-time highs. That is a bullish signal out there for sure. If we take a look at gold priced in the Middle Eastern currencies, we don't have everything at highs out here. The ones that are not at highs are the Syrian pound and the Iranian rial out there. Otherwise, everything else is at a new all-time high. If we take a look at the Dow priced in other currencies out there, we made new all-time highs yesterday. That's right, yesterday. In terms of euros, we made a new all-time high yesterday in terms of the Australian dollar, the Chinese yuan out there. Nothing here that we're seeing that has any kind of clear breakdowns or anything. If we take a look at the horizontal trading ranges, we can see that the Dow itself on a monthly basis run right up into a rising price channel. Above that would have been its next horizontal trading range at 57.14. On a pullback, 47.059 would become a price target. If we take a look at PTRs for gold. Let's take a look at the monthly time frame. Gold also up at a rising price channel, and then above that, if price can clear this level around 47.58 or so, we should see a move towards 49.53. If we take a look at silver, this is the weekly, daily, and monthly time frame charts for silver, also at a rising price channel. So interesting. We are up at an inflection point, most certainly, and that is also up at the top of the daily horizontal trading range boundary line, $95.68. Folks, stay tuned for all the great programming. I'll be back with you on a wonderful Wednesday. In the meantime, please have a terrific Tuesday. Thanks for joining me, and we'll look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care now.